In today's video, we're talking about how to launch a successful clothing line in 2020. I'm Ethan King, co-founder and CEO of Zeus's Closet. We're like a tattoo shop for your clothes. We help clothing brands get started through advanced screen printing and embroidery services. Today's video was inspired by a podcast I heard featuring Daymond John on the How I Built This podcast with Guy Raz, where Daymond told his story about launching FUBU, the clothing line that stands for Us By Us. FUBU went on to gross over $6 billion in total sales. And Daymond John is co-host of Shark Tank, which has been on the air for over a decade. Make sure you stick around to the end of this video because I'm going to talk about things I've seen over the years in helping clothing lines grow. And I've boiled it down to 3 key ingredients that I'm going to share with you. But first, let me play this clip from the podcast with Daymond John on how I built this.
I was ripping the old labels out. I was sewing these labels in. I would then start going to screen printers and start putting screen printing on the shirts. Then the next step up after that was to go to embroidery places to start embroidering the shirts to get a higher quality. I kept improving the product, improving the quality, and to basically see the resistance or the acceptance of customers. What level would they buy it at? How much would they pay? 30? Would they pay 60, 90? Did they like extra large, red? I wanted to just really start to understand the customer, so I had to keep going back and improving whatever I was doing.
So 3 tips from what I've learned over the years in helping clothing brands grow. First, start small. You don't want to come out with a big investment and spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on inventory when you may not even know that it's actually going to sell. So test the market first. That's what Daymond John did. Make small prototypes, put it out in the market, see what price point people will buy it at, see what colors are most popular, which sizes, which designs are most popular. And you can do this if you find a source that will produce it for you with very small minimums or no minimums at all. So if you can get one piece done with one design, get another piece done with a different design, and just do a very small run and then test the markets. The second thing is to get a celebrity or an influencer to wear your brand. That can take your brand off like a skyrocket. So what Daymond John did with FUBU is he got LL Cool J to wear one of his hats, and Daymond snapped a picture of LL Cool J wearing the hat, or it may have been a shirt, and then he took that picture and just put it everywhere. So when people saw LL Cool J wearing it, they thought, oh, it must be a popular, awesome brand. It's even easier to do it these days because you have social media, influencers, YouTube, Instagram. You can get so many people to wear your brand and advertise it. You need to go with influencer marketing. That is the quickest way to success. And the third main point I would give you when launching a clothing brand in 2020 is that it needs to have a story. People need to know what your brand is all about. Nobody wants to wear a label just because it looks cool. People want to know the meaning behind it. People wear polo because it stands for prestige. Think about why people wear things like Louis Vuitton and Gucci. Like, what do these luxury brands mean? What do the brands that you love mean? So FUBU stood for a movement, for us, by us. It was one of the first, if not the first, clothing line made by a black man for black people. Historically, clothing had been made by other cultures, and black people in the hip hop culture, which is where Daymond John came up with the idea for FUBU. Black people wore stuff that was made by other cultures. So this was one of the first forays where black people wore something that was actually made by them. So it was a very proud moment, and that's what the movement stood for, and that's why it was so successful. So what is your brand story? What is your brand's movement? What does it stand for? You need to make that known when you're pitching your clothing line to other stores and to people that you want to carry it. So that wraps up today's episode. That's how you launch a clothing line in 2020. Start with a small footprint, partner with a local embroidery shop or with Zeus's Closet if you want to. No matter where you are, we can help you get started. The second thing you want to do is find a celebrity or influencer to wear your brand and advertise it for you. And the third thing you want to do is make sure that your brand has a strong story behind it and make sure that story is well known. That's it for this episode. This is Ethan King signing out. Be sure to click like, comment, and subscribe below, and I'll see you on the next video.